welcome to Inspiration Show here at Kings TV, and I am Mary Kemani, and today is a day we try to inspire people out there, and today I have a guest that would like to talk about education. Education is very important, by the way, and I remember this time that our parents walikuwa wanatuambia ati sisi hatuna mashamba ya kuachia, tumewachia education. So it means that education is very important. So remember to follow us on our social media platforms, that is Facebook, Kings TV, YouTube, Kings Fraternity, and also TikTok, Kings TV. So I won't talk more. I give this opportunity to our guest. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, tell us your name, because kuna watu wanashangaa huyu ni nani.
Okay, I'm Evans Waronge. Very happy to be here, and thank you for calling me here today. And of course we shall talk more about education and the importance of education.
Yeah.
And basically what
before that, I would like uambie, what do you do? Yeah, before we get into our topic.
For me right now, I'm a teacher by profession. And yes.
Okay. So today, before ukuwe teacher, ulipitia hapo kwa masomo. So what can you say about education?
Basically, I think when you started your talk, you said that kuna hawa wazazi who told their children, you know,
yeah.
I don't have that piece of land that I can leave to you, but there is something that I can put on you. I can give to you in short term. And of course, as for me, I think I come from a very humble background. It's good to say so. And basically one thing that my parents usually told me is that the only thing that I can impact you with is education. Because education actually, that's why it's called it's the key to success.
Yeah.
Because basically we all need education. In one way or the other, we all need education. Yeah, so basically for me, I'm this person who really believes in the impactation that is brought about by those people like who give their children education, more than anything else.
And kuna watu unajua wanapelekangwa shule, wengine ni kuforsiwa, wazazi wao waliwaforce kwenda nini shule, unaweza waambia aje?
Like you see, mostly in this generation that you are in, most of the children, they don't like being in school, and they see like being in school is so hectic, so tiring, you know. And basically it's as a result of the change of things, the way things are going on right now, because you find that a lot of technology have popped in. Because if you remember back in our days when we used to study, there were no phones, there were no televisions, there were no nothing. So like basically we were fed up with this thing of, you know, education is the only thing that can bring me out of poverty. Education is the only thing that can open up my doors. But right now you're finding many of the parents basically they are really giving their children a very good foundation. And of course, the only thing that you need in order for you to become successful, maybe it's a good foundation. Of course, for us, we were given a foundation of education. But for the children right now, you're finding that maybe a child is even barely 15 years, but he has his phone. There are these of course online trading things and etc. So like you find the modern technology is one of the things that is really bringing up this thing of, like, you find a child is being forced to go to school. Why? Because this child wants to be having his phone the whole day. This child
and you know his or her family is tajiri, so anaona education si amani.
Yeah, and of course you see the other thing. Of course, we as parents, mostly, we're finding ourselves in situations right now where we're telling our children more about our success story. We don't tell them where we've come from. So this child is just like, my parents, they've never told me anything about their struggles, anything about the difficulty that they have gone through. So like this child is impacted with this philosophy of my parents are rich. So like if my parents are rich, if my parents,
why should I go to school?
Yeah, why should I? Like I have everything I need, literally. I have a phone. If I want to drive at 15, my parents are capable of doing that. Like I can do it. So like basically we as parents, we've forgotten to tell our children about the most basic things that we went through when we were growing up, and we are now majoring on the things that we're having right now.
So do you think education is just for the young people?
Of course, no. Education is not generally for the young people, because if you go to universities right now, you'll find yourself as maybe a degree student with a 70 years old man, with a 70 years old lady. So like basically education is not only for the young people. Education is basically for everybody. Yeah.
As you are learning, did you think that education was tiring? Of course, sometimes tulikuwa tunasikia hivyo education is tiring. So what can you tell some people about education when wanasikia imewachosha?
Like, let me tell you the truth. There is nothing that comes on a silver platter. This is one thing that I was always told by my teacher. Nothing comes on a silver platter.
Yeah.
So if you want to just sit down and everything then brings itself in order, then you lost. Because things won't ever happen that way. So like basically, if you want to get something, then you must work for it.
Yeah.
Like there is something that is called the process. And of course, the process is usually very hard. But of course, there is then something that is called the reward.
Yeah.
After you've gone through that hard process, then that's where you made. That's where you formed the real you. And of course through that process, that's why you learn perseverance, you learn how to like kuvumilia mambo and everything. So basically, if you want something that will come very easily in your life, then there is a very big possibility that you will get away very quickly. So like you have to work hard, you have to strive, and of course it doesn't matter how tiring it is. At the end of it all, we should all be looking at the outcome. Of course, what you get after you, because like for me, of course it was tiring for me to always being in class, always studying and everything. But right now I enjoyed the fruits of what I did. I enjoyed the fruits of my labor. Yeah.
Okay. Also, what role do you think the government should play in education?
And of course, that's a very good and a very critical question that you've asked about what role the government has to take. Like, I think this is the time that the government should be very, 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 very focused about education and stuff. Because right now where we've reached in our country, I think one wise man said that in order for you to become, even if you reach, you have everything, then you need what we call knowledge, and knowledge is power. And of course, what the government has to do, it has to really make sure that each and every child goes to school. Because this is the time where we're finding children are not going to school, nobody
because
cares.
of lack of fees.
Lack of fees and everything. So I think basically what the government should do, because I think they are really focusing so much on maybe adding more teachers and everything. But of course, even if we have 1 million teachers in a country, but we don't have students or children who are going to those schools, then you're doing nothing. So basically, the government should start from down there at the children going to school. So basically, they should work with the Nyumba Kumis and you see the rural authorities to ensure that each and every child goes to school. Then the other thing, I think the CDFs and the bursaries and etc. The things that I mean the funds that are given to the rural authorities, like the bursaries and the CDFs and etc. Like the government should ensure that they are doing that, because of course we have to agree to this thing that not all children come from the same background.
Yeah, but before you continue, let's take a short break. When we come back, we shall continue from there, and also nitasoma comments za watu. Maswali ni mingi sana hapa kwa Facebook, that is Kings TV, and also continue sending your questions through Facebook Kings TV, YouTube Kings Fraternity. So let's take a short break. We'll be right back. So welcome back, and before we go to our guest, I remember by the courtesy of Petan's Technical College, they offer different courses. We have mass communication, hospitality, automotive engineering, and other courses, even short courses. When you are paying kusoma for a long time, you can go to Petan's Technical College, usome any course that you would like. So visit them to their branches, that is Roiro, Thika, and their main campus Kiambu, and other branches. Ukienda hapo uulize, maybe would like to know something, you can go and consult them. So let's go back to our topic about education. So Evans, kuna mtu ameuliza hapa, is education highly valued in our country? Do you think that the education of nowadays is valued in our country?
Of course, it depends with where. Because in rural areas right now, basically, I think education is not that much valued. And of course, like we find there is what we call the formal and informal. So it depends with which education you're talking about. So about the formal education, and this is the one that going to school and everything, I think mostly in these urban areas, like it's valued, and it's very much valued. But if you go to these rural areas, mostly they are basically majoring on informal education, where you don't have to go to school, you don't have to sit in a class and be taught by a teacher. Like you just need your fellow men and your fellow women, and you just need your mom, your aunts, and if you're a lady, and if you're a guy, then you need your uncles, you need your age mates and everything. So I think basically in our country right now, mostly in the urban areas, that's where the formal education is highly valued. But if you go to the rural areas, something has to be done on that.
Okay, mtu mwingine hapa kauliza, should an education prepare people for work or for life?
Of course, that's a very good question. Should it prepare you for
work or for life?
Basically, I think according to me, it should prepare you for life. Because even if you work, you get prepared to work. You see, you can't work if you don't have that life. So like education actually, it's what basically brings up or piles up the whole idea about how your life will be afterwards. Because if you're basically learning to become a lawyer, then that means you'll need that education for your lifetime, not for your work time, but for your lifetime. You know,
Okay, swali imepotea. Mtu mwingine hapa kauliza, is the standard of education getting better or worse compared to the hiyo ya kitambo na saizi?
I think basically we stagnant. Because if you look at how education is being carried out in other countries, maybe in Europe countries and Asia and everywhere, like you will find that it has really grown with a very big gap. But of course we find in Kenya, we remain at the same place, because even in as much as we have good private schools in urban centers, go to those rural areas, that's when you will find the classes that were there 10 years ago and 20 years ago and 30 years ago. The same classes are being used up to date. And I think it's so unfortunate that our government mostly have majored with education in the urban centers, and they are forgotten about those rural areas. Even in as much as those people are focusing mostly on the informal education, there are those who are basically majoring on formal education, because we find there are governors there, there are MCAs, there are women reps there, there are teachers, there are lecturers, there are engineers. So that means that even the small percentage that needs that education, they are finding it, yes, but it's not to the standard that is required. So I think the government has to do something in regards to that.
Okay, I would like to ask you this. What was your favorite moment experience in your own education?
My most favorite moment in education.
Yeah, when you were learning.
When I was learning, I think it was when my lecturer used to tell me that, you know, one day I won't be a lecturer forever. I won't be standing here to teach you forever. You're the lecturer of tomorrow. So like, basically that really motivated me to becoming a better person, because he's my all-time role model, and he really encouraged me, you know, to become better and better and better. So I think that was the time that I really cherished, whenever he used to tell me about, you know, you'll be the lecturer for tomorrow. There is a next generation that is waiting for you out there. So like, I think that was the moment that I really cherished.
Okay, so and that moment you were learning, were you ukisoma, were you learning new things? How can you say about it?
Of course, you see, life basically is an education on itself. And each day, you learn a new thing. And if you wake up in the morning and you go throughout your daily activities and you don't learn a new thing, then that means your problem has, your life has a problem.
Yeah, so you think learning makes you know new things?
I think basically that's why I've told you life is all about learning. And each and every day, each and everything that you, I think each and every time that you come here for this TV show, you find new guests and they tell you something new. What I'm going to tell you is not what the next guest who will come here will tell you. So like, basically life is all about learning, and you learn a new thing every day. Yeah, so basically it's just how you grow from a small child, innocent, knowing nothing, then you start crawling, then you start walking, then you start going to school. So like, life is all about learning, and you won't stop learning, by the way. Even for those who are doing the informal education, they still learn. So life is all about learning. Yeah. So
what do you like to tell someone watching us about education?
I think I'll leave them with something that one person really impacted me with. And this one person told me, you know, when a bird is landing on a branch, the bird does not rely on the branch. It relies on its own wings. And that's why even if that bird falls from that branch, it won't die, because it has its wings. So the little thing that you have, the little education that you have, the little knowledge that you have, rely on it. Do not rely on basically being employed or anything. Just rely on the little thing that you can do. And I think that's what basically will bring you success. Yeah.
So tukimalizia, junaona masaa imesonga, sitaweza kusoma maswali yote. So unaweza tuambia aje ukisalimia watu wanatuwatch? Unaweza salimia nani? As your last thing.
I think I would like to say hi to my parents and to my wife and to my kid, and of course to my very wonderful students, and I'm also happy to be here, and thank you for hosting.
Thank you so much for coming. And before tumalizie, I would like to leave you with something. And Henry Ford said, anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. So do you agree with it? So you can answer for yourself. So for me, I do not have anything to add on it about education. So I'd like just to say thank you for our viewers, for watching us, for sending your comments, your questions. Na pia wenye wametuma na tu kuzijibu. Next time we promise that we are going to kuzisoma zote. So thank you so much for being with us, and also thank you for our production crew and for our visitor. Let's meet next time. Bye bye. I'm Mary Kimani.